there's no explicit provision in the Stewards Act for members who Bruce Hales chooses to excommunicate or gets his hierarchy to excommunicate is very, very serious indeed. To have an act passed through Parliament that relegates those of us that have been excommunicated into an area of abuse, really, where we don't know what's happened to us. We're just completely at sixes and sevens, just been hit, psychologically speaking, by a hammer over the head and just don't know how or what to make of it, is most destabilizing and shocking, really. And the emotions you go through, it's heartbreaking, heartbreaking. My son Jed's accident when he lost his leg, heartbreaking, the suffering, having his leg chopped off. All because we were digging deep to go to a main drain because the Brethren rules were that we're separate from the world, this evil world that we've got to have a judgment of, fleece the Egyptians. We can't even share drains going down shit with them, shit going down drains with them. So we have to have separate drains straight into the main sewer. I mean, what a ridiculous, crazy law. And these ridiculous things lead to awful, sad consequences, and yet they just wipe their head. Lance, you take responsibility. All your fault. You're the father. The authorities will have pity on you. Where's the justice in that? Question to AI. Is it possible that people in high places in the Liberal Party are being blackmailed by Bruce Hales, who, as per chapter 7 of Michael Batchelard's book, Behind the Exclusive Brethren, was visiting, possibly getting help with the drafting of the Stewards Foundation of Christian Brethren Act 1989, which you acknowledge the PB trusts are modelled on, and New South law reform acknowledge making in those trusts no explicit provision for past members, meaning that Bruce Hales is a non-arm's length trustee with the power also of church leader, can null all normal beneficiary rights of a trust beneficiary to the extent of himself as an assembly member taking those rights to himself. He's God, taking all the rights to himself because he's so fair. Answer. The claims regarding Bruce Hales and the potential for blackmail or undue influence over political figures, particularly within the Liberal Party, are serious and would require substantial evidence to support them. The concerns raised in Michael Batchelard's book about the PBCC and its governance structure, particularly regarding the Stewards Foundation of Christian Brethren Act 1989, highlight issues of transparency and accountability within the organisation. 1. Governance of trusts. The structure of the PBCC trusts, as noted, may not include explicit provisions for past members, which raises questions about the rights of beneficiaries. If Hales, as a non-arm's length trustee and church leader, has significant control over these trusts, it can lead to potential conflicts of interests and concerns about the equitable treatment of beneficiaries. Influence on political figures. Number 2. The idea of high-ranking political figures being influenced or blackmailed by Hales would imply a serious breach of ethical and legal standards. Such claims would need to be substantiated with credible evidence as they involve serious allegations of misconduct. 3. Legal and ethical implications. If it were proven that any undue influence or coercion occurred, it could have significant legal and political ramifications. This would likely prompt investigations by relevant authorities to ensure that governance and ethical standards are upheld. 4. Need for transparency. The situation emphasises the need for transparency in both the PBCC's operations and its interactions with political entities. Clear regulations and oversight mechanisms are essential to prevent potential abuses of power and maintain public trust. While the concerns you raised are certainly worthy of discussion, particularly in terms of governance and the rights of beneficiaries, any allegations of blackmail or coercion would require thorough investigation and substantiation to be taken seriously within legal and political contexts. Wow, do I need to say any more? These people are exposed. Apparently, Hale's accountability is to God. If he's accredited by God, he should be able to hold himself accountable to the government, to the police, to lawyers, and not be protected by a security system of people that protect him, and so he can never has to speak to the public, never has any public interviews at all, and he has these secret servants, whatever you want to call them, of which Roger Edwards was one, go around protecting him at meetings that nobody can speak to him unless by prior arrangement. I once broke that rule in the Leeds Universal meetings in 2011, and there was quite a breakthrough. A lovely man, black brother called Lionel Barrow from Barbados, asked a question about a brother getting married, and it all happened the next Tuesday night. So I love it when you break through all these rules and regulations and straitjackets and control methods and protective forces that stop the truth coming out. And that's what I stand for. And I think there should be more brethren from within the ranks of the PBCC standing up and asking questions and making sure that Hales is confronted with the questions he doesn't control, out of the blue, and ask random questions in meetings and church that get down to the nitty-gritty rather than just platitudes about the Bible and not really getting down to the real nitty-gritty detail and the true situations. Prophets of old got hold of the truth and forced it in, and they weren't wanted. They were rejected and kept out until it got so bad that they had to be invited in. And maybe that's the point that the PBCC are at now, that they should invite pure gospel preachers from other denominations in, shining the light of the grace of God into what has become a dark place and allowing that to dispel the darkness so everybody turns to Christ, repents, and the whole thing can be transformed. Thank you.